Okay, second time's a charm. So, to comment on all the things that you said before, now I have scene level camera managers, no longer a pointer, uses, oh, I have to fix this, don't worry about that. Currently I'm missing a few, attorneys, which is going to be inputtable, collidables, the actual scene attorney itself, and then a few attorneys just to clean some things up. This year I have to fix. I can remove this friend class and move delete into a public function, but I apparently missed that when documenting. Anyway, so I also began documentation of everything for Doxygen, but essentially this is all my scene level fun stuff. Created a new function to physically reach the update cam function within the current camera, so you don't have a long line of grabbing the current camera manager to grab the current camera and go down such. On top of that, I also have game object life with the scene entry and scene exit. Those are user defined, but the submit exit and submit entry is that's internal work. Or those two are user defined in sending the commands for the internal work of being processed in the scene broker, which is here. Basically, the commands that they submit call the connect to scene and disconnect from scene, which essentially just call the user-defined scene entry and scene exit. What else is there? In Scene Manager, I have the scene changing based off of a command pattern of sorts. So the set scene command creates a new scene change command, which then sends out down the line to be processed at here. Like, it sets the p current, which is my p current command pointer, to be, it always calls execute, and it's initialized to a scene change null command, which executes nothing, and the current scene is always set up to be a null object. So it's basically a switch of using set cur scene to be more so the last step in an execute, more or less. So it goes from set scene to creating this, the p new scene change command, which is then called which then calls execute, which then calls private set current scene to delete the current scene, create a, or set the current scene to the new scene that you pass into it, and then call an initialization from that, and then resetting the p current pointer from there. What else? There's the freeze time. That's a given that you gave us, but I now use Time Manager in my alarmables and such, so that it uses Time Manager rather than the engine code to grab the time. I created a blank demo scene and a frigate. I added, I'm still missing inputtables, and I'm missing a few attorneys for scene attorney, inputtable attorney, collision attorney, and I think those are the only three that I'm missing. But here I'm just using the get key state as a basis just to show that I could change scenes properly using the command, and I'm using the scene exit and scene entry just as a way to show that that physically works. Oh, I guess I'm also mentioning the actual game demo, but I'll make that. Don't you? Yeah, let's just play it real quick, show it works. So that's collision from last week. Then I could hit N to freeze frame. You can see in the very bottom, and then hitting M steps forward ever so slightly. Then N replays it ever so slightly, replays it, and so on and so forth. And then hitting T should switch the scene to a blank scene, which it does. And lastly, I have I began the oxygen documentation. So far I've only began documenting the things that are used within the user documentation area. So stuff like set collision pair, set collision self, um, the delete commands, all that fun stuff, like an alarmable, actually calling the registrations are defined, stuff like that. What else? What else has a good chunk of work in it? Oh, not visualizer, not time manager. Oh, the actual asset managers, those are fully defined. Delete load, all that fun stuff. I guess another good one would be game object to describe what those are called, or what all the functions do within it, so on and so forth. And yeah, I mean, I'm almost caught up from all these past weeks. I just need to make a proper game demo and inputtables, and then next week's sprites. I'll have full functionality by then.